Welcome to the Team WUNAX Yugioh podcast, where we blend competitive prowess with the joy of the game. Your host will be Cardboard, and in this podcast, we're diving into the thrilling world of competitive dueling. Join us as we break down the ever-evolving meta, analyze card choices, and share tournament preparation strategies, all while keeping the spirit of fun alive. Our collective of dedicated duelists, along with special guests, will guide you through the exciting journey of Yugioh. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a casual player, we're here to make sure you not only win, but have a blast while doing it. So stay tuned for more from Team WUNAX, because in this podcast, having fun is the name of the game.
To the Duelist Edge podcast. We are here to talk about Yugioh and talk about what's been going on with us, the team, and what's going on in the community. We're joined here by our marvelous six here. We got Reap, we got Birdman, we got WACKO Zach, we got the WUNAX Enforcer, and we have Mr. ZOHAIR Khan. So what's up, Zach? This is your first time on the podcast. Want to do a little personal shout out here? You want to tell us about yourself a little bit? Introduce yourself.
Yeah, sure. So my name's Zach. I'm sure everybody locally knows me pretty well. At least I'd hope so. I'm kind of loud. I've been with the team for quite a while. Probably since a couple of weeks after we started. But yeah, I mean, I've kind of been on a off and on hiatus for like the past year. And stuff's been coming up. Played a lot. I've been playing the game for quite a while. And just recently coming back to it. I'm planning to hit the regionals really hard this coming season, even though we have like no Midwest regionals after the end of the month, which really sucks. But yeah.
Nice. Yeah, there's like no regionals at all. It's like I'm gonna have to like sit at home and do remote duels, which I don't know if I'm looking forward to that as much as I wanted to. I mean, we got like some kings. Go ahead.
Yeah, after Iowa. I was gonna say, after Iowa at the end of the month, we don't have anything until like next year, probably at the earliest.
I like that.
To follow up, our regional schedule is we have an Iowa regional at the end of the weekend, or the end of the week this week, and then we have just the one after Indy on I think it's the 29th or 30th or something like that, and then that's it. And I know a lot of people have been talking about it inside the team and outside of the team. It's just how useless it feels like locals testing has become lately. Like, I don't know if anybody else has experienced that, but it just feels like playing at locals feels less productive and less meaningful than even just doing, games on DB, Edo Pro, any of the simulators. Heck, even like remote duels.
I can definitely see that. I'm a leader in practice. It's even if it's just fundamentals.
I was saying the YCS that happened this past weekend was in Dormont.
Do you guys have any? Do you guys know what topped that?
Rika won the event.
Oh, yeah. Really?
Yeah, and Vanquished Soul got second. But that dude was playing out of his mind all week, man. That guy was crazy.
The Rika player or the other player?
The Vanquished Soul dude.
Was there any like
out of his mind?
Was there like special plays, or did he just have like really good like tech with the deck, or like just like what was
like
the bread and butter?
That was the thing, is that his deck was just clean. Like, there wasn't a lot of super special tech. It was just a very well put together deck.
I like decks like that.
And he seemed to just play it very, very well. And admittedly, luck was clearly on his side, because he definitely drew very, very well in most of his dream games. One of like the biggest takeaways from the YCS over the weekend was actually the dominance of DD Crow. That card was wild that weekend. And that was, I think, one of the reasons why this Vanquished Soul guy did so well, is that his dark hand trap target was Crow, and that card just put so much work for him all day.
Dang.
It was crazy.
See, and that's what I did. Like, I heard about like the hype train on DD Crow, so I did it. But then it wasn't like good against like Lab. It wasn't good against the Pearly player. Like, I don't know.
Well, see, and that's the perfect point, because one of the biggest questions going into even the regional that we had and the YCS from what I heard is how DD Crow interacts with Per Lily.
Right.
That interaction is almost exclusively up to the head judge on every event. And in both Dortmund and our regional, if you chain DD Crow to Lily's target in the graveyard and remove it, it doesn't summon the monster.
Correct.
But there are plenty of regionals and other major events where that ruling has not been that way, in which case DD Crow is completely useless against the deck.
What do you guys think about Rescue Ace? That's a really good deck. I know, like, my close buddy, I know you guys know Othello, he just got 12th.
Oh.
So shout out Othello for his 12th place finish in Minnesota. Rescue Ace, I really like all the different interactions. Like, it just swarms the board. Like, you can make access code, you can like link climb up into like the nightmares and just like eat away the board. You got like the set 4 thing going on. Like, it's a pretty threatening deck.
I don't think the deck is very good right now because like DD Crow, Book of Moon like effects are everywhere. Mm-hmm. And if you Book of Moon their Rescue Ace monsters, half of their back row stuff does nothing.
Yep.
I didn't know that. Yep.
Yeah, I got to play 2 games over the weekend, and one of them was against Rescue Ace, and I'm playing Pearly. And I just Book of Mooned his Turbulence, and he did nothing. Literally nothing. His deck,
yeah, because it's like a once per turn effect. Like,
well, no, I'm talking like on my turn. Like, I drew it as my draw for turn, and in draw phase, I just booked his Turbulence.
Oh,
and that
I see.
turns off all of his, yeah.
All the back row.
But on that same note, I think that deck gets infinitely better after Age.
Mm-hmm.
That Diabolstar stuff does wonders for that deck.
Yeah, I've got the deck list up here from... This is the Cancun. I think it was 2nd place. Max Reynolds got 2nd place with it. So what decks are you guys going to play, like, moving forward? You guys going to Iowa? You guys have, like, a meta call you're going to do or anything?
As for the deck I'm playing, I will probably only play Unchained until Age. I think that deck is just too good to not be the deck you play right now.
Yeah, I agree. I'm on Unchained right now too.
The deck only has like one bad matchup.
I mean,
what's the bad matchup?
I'd say Flunder, Tyr, and Brand Chimera if they go first.
I don't know if I would agree with the Chimera stuff. I feel like there's a lot of text and stuff that you can use for that matchup, but like that could be said about any matchup. I think it really fundamentally comes down to like how they've chosen to go about their lines and how you're playing yours. Like the ability to just kind of slurp up something on their side of the field pretty regularly seems way stronger than it needs to be for that matchup.
I'll give you that. Yeah.
But Flunder, you just almost can't beat. It feels like I have been testing that matchup, and it's like they just kill you.
Yeah.
I kind of want to jump on the Flunder train. I know I'll probably get a lot of hate, but I really don't care. Besides that, I feel like the same reason, though, like why you want to play like Cash right now is like so you can be the one that's actually playing the deck that's doing the things. Like, can't you still like just have like really good advantage with the Cash Dira deck and like still make good rank 7s and still Eradicator? Is anyone giving up on the deck? Or do we have any top decks that were Cash?
Cash Tira monsters are still Cash Tira monsters, and they're still overly statted and ridiculous cards.
Yeah.
They are still those cards. The prize I haven't seen more representation for is the Infernoble Knight deck. I'm surprised that deck hasn't been popping up more often. That deck feels solid.
It is. It really is. I have a friend who plays it, and he basically locks down the board so you can't target anything. And right now, he's trying to fit, Angel Ring into the deck somehow. to make it so he also doesn't lose to Super Poly or Dark Ruler no more. I mean, he gets Charles to like 45.
Card's huge.
But don't they only put up? Isn't the argument?
And he does it consistently.
I was just gonna say, isn't the argument like they only put up like one negate and like or like not too many like interactions? So like playing something like Rika or something like Dragon Link or like putting something like isn't that the argument?
He's all.
I'm sorry, I think you cut out there.
Are you telling North American players to play Rika? Come on.
I've got the deck, so I still want to play it. It's good. It's good. You just have to literally train. Like you have to learn the lines and learn like the lines for like when you get interrupted, and it's.
The only thing I can say is shout out to Jacob for me. That dude has been on that deck forever.
Is he? Is that what he just played over the weekend?
I think that is literally the only deck he's been playing for like ever. Interesting.
Okay, the card I have up here is called Spellbound. You guys know Spellbound? I think it's a newer card.
Yep.
What do you guys think about it? All face-up monsters your opponent controls cannot be tributed or used as material for anything for the rest of the turn. So that's...
one of the other big downsides to it is a quick play spell card. And it's not a normal spell or trap.
So you can't like thrust it?
Used off of thrust.
I mean, come on. Are we judging cards on it right now if they can be grabbed off a thrust or not? Have we come that far into Yu-Gi-Oh where we rely on other cards to get cards?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Busted right now, of course.
So wait, is there any matchup that card is like specifically good against that you can think of? I mean, you use that on like your turn against Pearly. That's pretty good. Like stopping them from It's not as good though because they get to still draw.
I think the one deck that card has merit against in the current format is actually Flunder.
Yeah.
Because they can't tribute their little guys into like M-Pen or
It stops them
like,
right
other
there.
than that, like
that's good though. Like because we were just talking about how that's a dominating deck, and I feel like there's that card would like kind of maybe you'd like experience it on like your journey. Like you'd be like, oh man, this like is actually really good. I'll like bring this in too, but it's only here like for Flunder.
Right, but then the argument then becomes, why are we running this one card instead of something that's probably better against other decks too?
Right, no crossover.
Like Lancia is probably a better card if you're just trying to hit that, and like maybe have better cards for other decks. But
yeah, no, I like Lancia because Lancia also like protects you from evenly matched, which is really huge.
Well, I don't remember like the one thing I will say about Spellbound is like cross out, right? Who else is playing Spellbound to get cross out in for? Like really, come on, like
I don't even know if that's a plausible thing.
Could you imagine being in the middle of a game and you go Spellbound and they cross out the one Spellbound they sided in because they knew you were playing Spellbound? I would just be done. I'm done. This tournament runs over. I'm gone.
Like it's better. 100%.
Yeah, you wanted it, War.
Right. Like you just went. You got it.
That'd be hilarious.
The next card I have here is Magical Mid Breaker Field. You guys know this card?
Oh, that card.
This card kind of got forgotten about, dude. This card was in the Pepe format, I think. Activate this card at the start of your main phase 1 or 2. During each player's main phase 1, monsters on the field cannot be destroyed by their opponent's card effects. Neither player can also target those monsters. You can not activate or set field spells. So once this thing comes down, it's staying down. So basically, you protect yourself from Valor, Imperm, and Ogre. That's not being played in the format right now. Which is that a good? Also, speaking of Ogre, we'll get there. We'll get to Ogre when we're Ogre this. But what do you guys think about this card right now? What decks could this shine?
This card seems exclusively good now because Unchained is a deck.
Oh,
yeah.
Monsters on the field cannot be destroyed by their opponents, but they destroy their own stuff, so don't they?
So ZOHAIR just messaged me like going second into Unchained, I guess, is like a way that this card could be good, but like, why are we not just playing better cards?
Oh, Epsilon is the one that stops traps. So this would stop like, but you need no monsters on the field, right?
Dude, I am a huge advocate of these stupid frame cards, man. I have tried so hard in multiple formats to make anything other than Gamma playable. And literally the only time I've ever got it to work is when I Epsiloned and evenly matched. Because I had set 5 and passed.
Oh, so it is good against that. If you're playing lab, this might be a thing.
It's not good. Let me tell you. I'm sorry. As much as I want to say this card is the nuts, it's bad. It's so bad. Free my boy Gamma, please.
It stops dimension barrier. At least two. It stops anti-spell fragrance. It stops dimension barrier.
You're right. It does stop a lot of very powerful floodgate cards, but like if your opponent even speculates that you're on this card, they're just gonna wait to flip something.
They're not gonna know. What do you mean speculates, dude? They're not gonna know. It's specifically for game 2. When you lose, you bring it in so you don't get evenly.
How are you doing? How are you presenting evenly with that card if you're going first?
I don't know. You're the one that just like literally like.
Yeah, if you're setting 5 and passing, you're just dead anyway. Yeah, but like I never said it was good as that scenario.
You just like poured your heart out for this card. What about pure frame though? Let's talk about that though. Let's talk about the frames because that deck is. I don't know if you've played pure frame. I haven't played it like for many years, but that was a deck, and that deck was powerful. Like. I don't even know, like Gamma all the time. You got in and out Gammas. You got the other dude, and then you're just getting like everything that they do is they like stop you. They then summon their card D. Remember that card D? It was a $70 card at one time, and then they just draw 2.
I like sitting across from my opponent, drawing my opening 5 cards and passing, and staring them, daring them to make a move. And then them drawing and doing the same thing back.
You're like the blue magic player.
You're so fucking toxic, bro. I remember when I first met Zach, bro, he was fucking cooking people at a regional. He had
with the frames?
Let me tell you.
It was so fucking funny. He was playing like Adam and shit. Like, incredible.
I had a pretty tight helmet on those days.
Yo, what is this? They're talking about
a big question we should be asking, because it's not too far off from now. What do people actually think about the impact that AGE is gonna have? Like, I don't know if a lot of people have like spent any time like reading the cards and testing with them.
It's called AGE. But like, are you talking about AGE? Or you get gray hair?
The Horus tier elements right now. The deck is just 100 times more. Like. Glory of Horus with a Yugioh is ridiculous. You search, and then you fucking draw a card, and then you mill 5. Like that's just kind of broken.
Yeah,
that sounds nice.
I read a lot of the cards in the set like a second time, and I am under the impression that this set is going to be arguably a pretty mid set. Actually, a lot of the stuff that's good in this set is just engine fuel for other other decks.
Right.
Or the Horus set is going to be like the Horus stuff is probably going to be like one of the biggest examples. But like so is the Diabolstar stuff. Like that deck I don't think is going to be a very good deck on its own, but those cards, what else is really in the set? Like that's going to be such a like powerhouse card set. Like
I'm kind of looking forward to that Doomsday Star though.
Yeah, the Diabolstar stuff looks really cool.
Does the Inferno come in there too? No, or is that?
Yeah, when do we get our new Dark World fusion? We need that.
That's in the Anime Chronicle stuff. I think that comes out next.
What? I have to wait a year for that?
Well, I mean, not like a full year. I think it comes out in like February or January.
And you better be quick with that. You know what it does?
Well, and that's kind of the other thing with this set is that all of the chase cards are secrets and ultras. So it's another wallet set. So, like SP Little Knights is a secret.
Yep.
I think the spell card for the horror stuff is confirmed as secret. The sarcophagus. Diabellstar herself is a secret. Their Searcher, I believe, is also a secret. I can't remember what else. And then, like, the cover card is obviously a secret. The Zark Retrain. But yeah, this is another one of those, if your money talk sets. So,
dude, shout out Kelly Loki and Jason Grabber Mayer, dude. I've seen these names like for the past 15 years on TCG Player. Like when I was a kid and I used to like net deck my decks. Like I go on here and just read these articles and they're still going at it. Like, and they're good. Like, look at this. 5 surprisingly expensive Yu-Gi-Oh cards you might own. I was wondering why the Frog deck was so expensive because this is one of the Edison decks I just picked up. I really like Edison though. Actually, I think everyone should at least own one Edison deck to respect what Yu-Gi-Oh was at one time, so we don't get too carried away.
I played a lot during that era. I wasn't impressed with it then. I'm not impressed with it now.
Oh, okay.
Frog FTK.
I don't think you can Frog FTK. Can you? In Edison?
Hey, don't be bad. Frog on me.
Right.
Dude, I remember the Infernity deck with like triple Trish. Oh, so good. They're gonna Trish you 3 times.
Speaking of Edison, did you see Endordman, the Monarch deck? Yeah, there was a Monarch deck in the very beginning. I think his first day, well, I mean, when I was watching it, I think he was like 6'1" at the time.
Was it like with frogs or what?
Yeah.
You seen the at that top or like 3 with Monarch?
Yeah.
Swear people be diehards. I'm starting to there's a little more. All right, you're willing to die behind your deck and get smacked behind it, so.
Talking about dying behind a deck, can we talk about the fact that Virtual World got top 64 at Dormon?
There's a guy cooking next to me, dude. He was going, dude. That's a good deck.
Can you imagine just being the guy who sits across from him in your top 64 matchup, and you're like, what year is this?
Dude's good, bro. He's playing Dry Drop. He's back there.
And didn't like E-Telly come off of the ban list too recently? So they have that going for them too.
Not recently.
That's been off for a while.
Come on, like in the past year or so. Come on now.
I mean, I think that's probably one of the reasons why Gamma was taken away.
Nah, they just didn't want us to frickin' get free Barons.
Yeah, basically.
Having added resistance. It was just
I still cannot believe they hit Gamma, but left D-Shifter and Roll. Like, what are you thinking? Like, they clearly just want Yu-Gi-Oh! To be a game where you have it, you win. You don't have it, I guess we get to play today.
But no, is there a deck, though, that is really good that doesn't get hit by either of those cards? Like, is there a deck that we're, like, all just sleeping on? Like, what is... What is it? Ooh, ZOHAIR slides in with
well, D-Shifter does hurt Unchained, but like
it's soft Sharvara, but like they can still make rage and put traps on the board.
Yeah. So like it is I would argue that D-Shifter is the most impactful hand trap that you can have against Unchained, but again, that's like not even that big of a deal.
Like, can we play anti-meta? Can we play, like, Inspector Border and Spiritual?
The problem with anti-meta is that you don't kill them in time.
Yeah,
like Dark Hole Regeki summon.
Oh, bro, please, for the love of God, play Darkhold and Raigeki against me.
Yeah.
Please, I will fucking like.
Is that
Deck plays like normal small monsters in back row that you can set. I think that deck is better if you play Kashtira Fenrir instead of Inspector Border and/or Unicorn.
Yeah. Special Fenrir set 5 pass.
Yeah.
with Inspector Board? Oh no,
It's
that
better.
won't work. Yeah, so maybe Kashtira is the best deck, huh? How's the Kashtira
One of my
matchup?
friends over in New York won by just playing Kashtira Control.
See, that's what I'm talking
He won a
about.
VIP qualifier.
And I bet he played Ogre with the Spiritual Water art, didn't he? I'm telling you, dude.
I don't know about that.
So there was a lot of people over the weekend that came up to like the judge table. It was kind of like just looking at like the top tables to figure out like what was playing. A lot of people seemed really surprised that like branded Chimera was doing as well as it was, and like I just kind of read like a lot. Like I hadn't played like when Duelist Nexus first came out. I didn't really give any thought to those cards. And I read them again. And I'm like, oh,
That's
these
good.
cards are insane.
Yeah, it's really good.
Like, shout out to the guy at like I think it was like round 6 who killed himself off of an illusion monster. That was cool.
How did he do that?
He forgot his monster doesn't die by battle, and he ran into something, and then his opponent attacked over him the next turn.
Oh, that'll happen, dude.
Yeah, he needed. He wanted to evenly his opponent, so he switched his Kodal into attack and then attacked it into it, realized too late that his monster doesn't destroy by battle, and he couldn't evenly. And then his opponent just attacked into it and killed him.
Man, at a regional too, man.
That was funny. 200 people flat was really, it was a good regional.
It was a cesspit, man. I think the matchups, like I went X3 and I dropped after losing an Outlich. And it was just like, I was just not prepared for this matchup. I've been prepared for almost everything else, and then you get slapped with some rogue.
You like playing Floodgates and stuff?
He was playing Floodgates and Dragoon, Outlich. It was just a mess of stuff.
Oh, Dragoon?
It
He had the Dragoon out too?
Yeah.
That's a deck, dude. That was a deck, and like nothing really happened to that deck except that people quit playing it, but it's still there. And like that's what I'm talking about. Like there's got to be like some other decks besides just Unchained that are really good in this format, just not explored enough.
So, because like playing tier element, right? Like, yeah, he had a great matchup against me, but like he didn't go any further. You know, he just gets smacked the next. He didn't have a great meta, so like I was supposed.
I was gonna say, I think we are in arguably one of the most diverse formats the game has seen in a long time. Like, there are a lot of very good decks right now that are just Unchained.
Yeah, I have faith in my Super Quantums, actually. It's a really good deck. Dude, and I just found out I can make Baron and Chaos Angel because I got the White Ranger who's level 7, and then with all the level 3 dangers, boom, Chaos Angel. Or, you know, you got the Baron, like you go into that Baron, you know, with your Ash Blossom with the level 7 and Nessie, like it's, you know about the normal summon Ash Blossom, make a Baron play?
Anyway,
come on.
Yeah. Orphan Ranger.
Yo, could we get a Mosier Super Quantum player?
I think that happened in that, man.
That was my first top. Could we get like a morphing? Could you edit me into the Red Ranger? No, I'm just kidding. But
the three most, like, or not the three most representative, the three decks that everybody expected to be at Minneapolis were at Minneapolis in pretty substantial numbers. So,
yeah.
And I walked, as I was walking up and down those halls, I could guarantee you that every 3 or 4 tables there was either a Flunder player, a branded Chimera player, or a Unchained player.
Yep, that's the format. Yeah. And or Pearly. Come on now, let's not forget about Pearly.
There wasn't a lot of Pearly, but it was there.
Yeah, well, there's probably some Dark World. How many Dark World decks did you see?
Well, considering I walked by you a couple of times.
Do you guys know that Crystal Beast went X2 and got like 14th?
I did notice that.
That's
I did
cool.
know that.
What did they do? What was their game plan? Rainbow Dragon?
They activate Necro Valley and play a control game and just like
Yep.
keep bouncing the cards.
I like
That's
it.
about right.
I don't know who it was that told me, bro, I just fucking lost a Crystal Beast. And they're sick.
Do they actually play Rainbow Dragon though?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
I might have to
Red
play
Golden
that
Rule?
deck now. No, I haven't.
How many people here have red golden rule?
I have not.
That card is like, if we always make jokes in the Yu-Gi-Oh community about custom cards. That card is the most custom of custom cards to ever be made. It really does everything.
Hold on, I'm bringing it up right now. All right, guys, don't worry. We have our research on this card. This is another card you might want to get before it skyrockets
Zohair.
up. Place 2 Crystal Beast monsters from your deck face up in your spell or trap card as continuous spells. Then special summon a Crystal Beast monster from your hand or graveyard with a different name than those cards. And if you do, equip it with this card. When it leaves the field, destroy that monster. Okay, so it's going to get us 3 cards on the field. If we already have one in the grave. No, it's going to get us 3 cards on the field. Okay. It's pretty good. 3 cards. Oh, 4 cards because it's itself too. So this one card gets 4 cards on the field. Which just already looks intimidating, like your opponent's quivering. I mean, come on now. Come on. It's nice.
Yeah, that card is a little nutty.
Here, let's buy it. Golden Rule. Any other shout out cards that are just broken that are for... Oh, I know one.
I was more prepared for like the meta decks like Thundery and Pearly and Unchained and Chimera. And I did see Brand Chimera round 1, but I did not see any Pearly. And I don't know if it's like just we don't like Pearly up here in the north or we have hate towards it. Like the Noir is a fucking FT. If that leap goes through, like you basically lose the game.
Not to kind of move away from that, but there was a very interesting conversation that popped up at the judge table, like near the end of the day, and I'm actually curious to get everybody's kind of opinion on this. We were talking about like these really oppressive, like floodgate style boss monsters, and the question that was pitched by one of the other judges is, what would you rather deal with in the current format? Would you rather deal with Thunder Dragon Colossus, or would you rather deal with Kashtira Riseheart?
Colossus is a baby compared to Horizon. Let's be like Colossus has many things. Again, you can just shut them off, and then Arise Heart as non-target.
Do you know why? You know why Colossus is so good?
Wins. Colossus is a baby compared to.
Well, they're different. They're very different. I think they're very different.
So, Zohair, you unmuted your mic. I want to hear your opinion on this one. If you can give it to us.
Okay. Colossus is a floodgate. Or Iceheart is a floodgate interruption and generates engine off of Theosis getting cards back.
Thank you.
I think I'd play under Colossus any day.
That was my exact argument, and I knew me and you would have the same like opinion on this card, on this debate. All of the judges seem to be in favor of rather dealing with a Rise Heart, and I kind of was like, "Are you guys insane?" Like
there are decks that can play under Colossus without adding cards from deck to hand. There's like no deck that plays under a Rise Heart, and that's why we have so many decks in the format right now, and we didn't when Arise was legal.
Yeah, the thing about putting them side by side is if like just say that they were both on the board, and like you look at like what they're doing to like the game itself, not being able to search your deck and then protecting itself is cool, but then being able to go over to a Rise Heart and it turns off your graveyard is also a form of interruption, and inside of that interruption also is generating you advantage is unbelievable.
People call like the format Colossus comes from is called toss format. That's 4 archetypes in the name of viable decks.
Yeah.
When Arise Heart was legal, it was Kashtira or Dex and Answer Kashtira.
Also, I want to say it was probably my favorite format. All the decks
an interesting topic that came up at the judge table. So,
What about Paleozoic frogs? Trap
Maybe. I feel like back them up with some strong traps. Like, Toad is still a card, you know? Muhammad Shark is...
I feel if you're putting your money into trap cards, you should just be playing Labyrinth.
Who said anything about money?
Like if you're talking about playing a deck competitively, which assumes that you would be putting money into the deck, and also if not into the deck in time to travel. And
yeah, I know. I'm just giving you schminnies. I'll give you one of these.
Not to mention, we're going to be dealing with turn 0 Eradicators soon, and that'll be a great.
Good job. You did Eradicator. Good job. You know how to play Yu-Gi-Oh. You know what deck can play Eradicator?
I'm kind of back for that. That new card for Lab is just going to be insane. That trap card.
Lab gets a new card?
It's a monster. Yeah.
What do they get?
They also get a trap card that like they ban it and then it copies the spell.
Oh, transition rollback, yeah.
Dude, I had them do a nib chain stovey on me. Like, what? The nib don't even come down and make a token. It just tributes everything, and then they get to do their stuff. Like,
just wait till you're playing Pearly Dark World, and they go first, and they Eradicator your entire hand before you even draw your first card of the game.
Is that what happened to you?
No, but that is what is going to start happening when Age comes out.
Did you just say Pearly Dark World?
Yeah, bro, I saw you were playing.
Shout out Pearly Dark World. We've been working on that. Just a scoop.
Is that the Joe?
Hello.
I'm curious on your take of this question, Joe. This was a question that came up on the judge table over the weekend.
Okay.
What would you rather have in a format? Thunder Dragon Colossus or Kashtira Riseheart?
Probably Colossus.
Seems like we're all pretty agreed on this point.
Yeah, Riseheart just does too much.
We don't have to deal with either now. Last closing moments. I think I want to play Flu competitively.
I think Flu in a great position right now to play. It's just, Shifter carries that deck really hard, and so does Featherstorm.
But
as long as you don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have the floodgates. Like, you don't need the statue anymore. Like, it's just, I don't know, the birds. Like, the fact that you can get so much advantage off of like one Rabina, it's just nuts. And if they don't have like the answer to it, but then again, it's like, I mean, that gets ashed. But would you play Crossout in Flu? I feel like you would, right? Play Crossout and Called By for Flunder.
No. But like, what's your target?
Oh, so your target would be the Ash, and then Imperm probably. Ash Imperm, just to like get your birds to go through.
You have Map for Ash, and you have Advent for Imperm. So like, I feel like you beat those cards unless you like open Awful.
Joe, what do you think of cards like Book of Moon and Book of Eclipse after Age?
I think Book's still good. It depends on what you're playing.
Yeah. I've been hearing a lot of people starting to think that those cards are falling off a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think I'd play Eclipse. The Book of Moon's pretty good.
I'm a bit iffy on maining Book into Age, especially because of Rescue Ace. I don't think that card's good into that deck. Going second.
In it? Maybe
against
not.
it.
I feel like booking down a Rescue Ace monster to turn off the almost all of their spells and traps is pretty good.
Don't they usually have more than one though?
Because they have extra engine now to get to the Turbulence, and they set Extinguish, Contain, Alert, and Emergency. And so even if you set their Rescue Ace monster down, they have 2 ways to summon another one and turn the traps back on.
That's
so it
good.
feels like your one card isn't doing much.
I don't know. I have. We're talking after Age, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because right now, I've seen them activate the Emergency to play and put cards on board, but you don't necessarily have to do that. with the Diabell Star cards.
Rescue is really impressive. I played it this weekend. Like, you ask them, it does.
You have to imperm the impulse, and it's still a grindy deck.
I'm a big fan of Rescue Ace after Age, but right now I don't think it's very good. I still think it just kind of loses hard into like single point interactions.
You think they'll choose it as an option for the YCS?
Oh, it's a real deck. It's absolutely like something that will top the YCS.
It's already doing relatively well in a few, a good number of events, and then it's only going to get better after Age. So, I mean, translation, that probably just means that it's going to be a better deck anyway. So, but I think the Diabell Star engine is just crazy in general.
So, Rescue Ace best deck. Get your $60 hydrants while you can.
Are they at $60 right now?
I think they were over the weekend.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, the deck was just at $500 for the whole deck.
Shout out to my buddy David, who picked up an entire Sierra core like 2 weeks after Amazing Defenders come out, and it's done nothing but profit ever since.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were the cheapest CRs in the world, and
yeah, that dude has had nothing but love and faith for that deck, and he's being rewarded for it. So good on him.
Just fucking 10x his money.
But again, I had a buddy who picked up like a whole bunch of Unchained stuff, like before even like any of the new support got like announced, and now he's like quadrupled his money.
Yeah, everybody have a good night. Thank you for joining. Until next time, farewell.